All right, I think that's good to go.
Cool.
Actually, I met you earlier in the year. I saw you at the Brisbane show, and I have a friend who's an obsessed Soilwork fan, and he had every single album he had released, and he wanted to wait till after the show to get them all signed. So I waited around with him. So it was a very good show, and it was cool to you came out and did the autographs at the end.
Cool, cool. Yeah, that was a fun time for sure.
Yeah. How did the Australian tour go for you anyway? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, very much. I mean, this was our sixth time, I believe. We
Yep.
toured Australia, and it was a great tour. I brought my dad along this whole tour, so that was a new experience as well. And we got to visit New Zealand for the first time as well. So that was, all in all, was just a fantastic experience. It really was.
Yeah. It's great that you get to bring your family along. Are they supportive of your music, and did they listen to it often?
I don't know if they listen to it very often, but they are very supportive. Yeah, I mean, and when I started doing this, they weren't like, I mean, they were kind of questioning my choice of doing this instead of playing hockey. But they realized that this is really what I wanted to do, and now, I mean, they've been very supportive through the years. So I'm really happy about that as well.
Yeah. You're
Mm.
releasing a new album. Well, it's not actually an album. It's a rarities collection. It comes out on
Mm.
the 19th of August. It's called Death Resonance. Can you just tell
Mm.
us a bit about it and why these albums didn't make it onto the, original albums?
Well, I think it all started with us releasing Beyond the Infinite exclusively in Japan, which was an EP with leftovers from the Living Infinite recording sessions.
Mhm.
And I guess it pissed off the rest of the world because people really loved those tracks, and it's like, why are those not on the album? They're great tracks, and I guess we didn't really expect that of getting that reaction. So that's sort of how it started, and then we had some other lost tracks in the vaults plus two brand new tracks that didn't make it on the Ride Majestic, and we
Mhm.
decided to compile them and try to get a little bit of an album flow, even though it's a collection of songs from 2005 and forward. And I think we succeeded in doing that because we remixed the tracks and also remastered them. So I think when you listen to the album, I think it's sort of showcasing our progression as songwriters and musicians, and it's
Yeah.
it's it's quite an interesting journey even for us, listening to it.
Yeah, I really like the song Helsinki. Do you think many of these songs are going to make it into your live set in the future?
We've been discussing about maybe doing one of the two brand new songs, and then maybe an older track from this compilation as well. I don't know which one, but we're discussing it as we speak. So we'll see if it maybe next time we come to Australia, we might pull some of those tracks up.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out to learn that Dirk has left to join Megadeth. I really like Megadeth, but I love the stuff he does with Soilwork, and he's a great drummer. How did that go down? Are you guys still on good relations?
Well, I mean, he was supposed to only fill in for Chris Adler in June for Megadeth, and I mean, after I saw them, after I saw Megadeth with Dirk behind the drums at Sweden Rock Festival, I knew that Dave Mustaine was going to pop the big question because it sounded so damn good. So I wasn't that surprised after all, and I understand Dirk as well. He has my full support, and it's definitely a great opportunity for him, and of course, it put us in a little bit of a sticky situation. We've been doing this together for 12 years, but luckily, Dirk recommended Bastian Tuskard, a fantastic Danish drummer who's 24 years old,
Yeah,
and Dirk's drum student, and also sort of like a protege.
yeah,
So he recommended him to do the festivals that he couldn't do in the summer, and Bastian has been doing really really well. He's nailing the songs, and he's great personality, and we get along very well. So it's been sort of like a smooth transition as well. I mean, we haven't announced him as the permanent drummer, but quite frankly, I don't really see any reason of trying out anybody else, because I think we really work well together, and I would look forward to write some new stuff with him for sure.
yeah, for sure. And now, when
Mm.
you bring in a new drummer, how long does it take? How long do you have to rehearse the songs again before they're up to scratch? Does it, take a few weeks?
Yeah, I would say so, and it's going to take a lot of shows. I mean, it doesn't matter what drummer that comes in; it's going to take time before it locks in. If you know what I
Hmm.
mean,
Yeah,
it's just one of those things. And it was the same with Dirk came into the band after Henry Ranta left. It will take some time, but I think considering, I mean, Bastian has been doing really well, and being 24 years old and coming in and nailing the songs that he, the way he has, it's really impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
You only just came to Brisbane, so I don't imagine you'll be back for another year or two. What are your plans for the next, 6 to 12 months?
Well, we still have some festivals left to do in Europe, and we're gonna do UK together with Arch Enemy as well in August,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna hit South America for the first time,
yeah,
and then we're gonna do North America headline run in October, and then we're gonna have a little bit of a break, and I'm gonna focus on recording the Night Flight Orchestra, my other band that I have together with David from SOILWORK, the guitarist, and also Charlie D'Angelo from Arch Enemy.
yeah.
So that's going to be the main focus after that. We just recently signed with Nuclear Blast, so that's going to come out sometime in the spring.
Hmm.
We'll have a little bit of a break there, and then we'll do Creator Sepultura tour through Europe with SOILWORK in February, and then
Yeah,
after that, I don't know. We might slowly get into writing mode, and maybe we'll have an album out before 2017 is over. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
yeah. I was just, listening through your back catalogue like I do before every interview, just to get refreshed on all the songs. And there's definitely some of your songs are, I guess, got a bit more mainstream appeal than others. Songs like
Mm.
20 More Miles, a lot of the songs on Figure Number 4, and I really like those tracks, the more melodic ones. Did you
Mm.
ever like hope for like some sort of like radio or commercial success with those songs or anything like that?
I mean, of course, we were hoping, but they were not like sort of written to be on the radio. I think we've always liked writing catchy stuff, whether it being with clean vocals or guitar melodies or whatever.
Mhm.
I think we just had a different mindset back then, and it was more of a straightforward sound because we started out being sort of thrashier and more progressive, and I think that became a reaction to that, and now once again, I feel we're more progressive and we're still writing catchy stuff. So it's just in a different shape, I would say. Even though it's there's a lot of dynamics, on Living Infinite and also The Ride Majestic. I think we like catchy stuff, but we've also find different ways of expressing it, I would say.
Yeah. Do you still listen back to those early albums like Still Bar, Still So, Chain Heart Machine, those kind of albums? Do you still play a lot of those songs live?
We play some of those songs live, yeah. I wouldn't say that I sit down and listen to those albums very much nowadays,
Mhm.
but every now and then, it's especially if like friends, when you hang out with friends, which I like to do when I'm off the road, especially friends that are non-musicians and have
Yeah.
nothing to do with the music business. Some of them, sometimes, because they're also like real fans,
Mhm.
and sometimes they put on songs like, wow, I forgot about this song, and it's like, it's pretty good, and so I mean, I guess that's one of the advantages now that we have Bastian because he's living right across the bridge in Denmark, and it takes only 40 minutes for him to get here to rehearse. And Dirk has been living in LA for 10 years, so now it's going to be easier to rehearse. So that's definitely a positive thing, And so who knows, we might bring in some old gems into the set list in the future.
Yeah, for sure. You've been doing this for quite a while now, since 1995. Has it sort of become more comfortable now being a full musician? Is it ever a struggle?
I mean, it's always a struggle being a
Yeah,
musician, especially financially. It's
yeah,
but I'm still, I'm really proud that we're still going and we're able to be really passionate about this, and that we found new ways of expressing ourselves musically, and that we keep producing such interesting albums. I still get a kick out of it. So, but it is you make a lot of sacrifices. You really
yeah,
do, in your private life and relationships and everything. So it's in the end, it's if you still want to do this after 20 years, it's got to come from the right place, a good place.
yeah. And do you find there's any area of like when you're putting out merch or vinyl or live shows, do you think there's one area that's more profitable than the others?
Well, it's really merchandise. If you do really well in merchandise, you can actually come home with money that will last for a while. But there's never any guarantee. I mean, of course, you'll know that you'll sell more merch if you're headlining, but
Yeah,
when you do the support tours, you have no clue. So that's you never really have any stability in that sense.
yeah. I think you're definitely right that merchandise is really important because sometimes I'll go see a local band and I'll just buy the shirt just because it's a cool looking shirt, and sometimes I'll see a
Yeah.
big band and their t-shirt looks rubbish. I wouldn't want to wear it just because it's a bad design. Do you put much input into the design? Is that your department?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the best way of supporting a band. It's really to buy their merch. I think that's a definitely a great way of supporting. I think so.
Yeah, cool as. Well, I think it'll probably be a while before you come down, but I'll definitely be at every SOILWORK show that you do in Australia. I've been to the last three tours, and they're
Hmm.
all excellent. I always love it when you come down.
Yeah, I mean I hope we can come back soon. We were there in February, obviously, and then um, I don't think we're going to come to Australia on this compilation, but
Yeah,
definitely for the next album, I'm sure.
yeah, awesome, man. Well, keep it a short interview today. I didn't have too many questions for you, and I know you've been pretty busy, so I don't want to keep you too much longer. I'm sure you're probably hungry or thirsty by now.
Yeah, a little bit actually. I think I'm gonna have myself some lunch actually. But it's been really great talking to you.
Yeah, no worries, man. Well, I hope the album does very well for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. Have a good day.
All right. Okay, you
Bye.
too. Take care. Cheers.